Has Turkey been affected by the tax war launched by Trump? While the tariff war launched by U.S. President Donald Trump has shaken the markets, Minister of Trade Member Bolat evaluated the 2025 data in current transactions. Minister Bolat said, in a period when risks to foreign trade policies have intensified as a result of rapidly increasing customs, duty wars, and protectionist tendencies in the global economy, the balanced and controlled course in the current transactions balance was still maintained in February 2025. The annualized current transactions deficit, which was $27.0 billion in February 2024, was realized as $12.8 billion in total in the last 1 year in February 2025. Minister of Trade Member Bolat, in his statement on his social media account, said, in a period when risks to foreign trade policies have intensified as a result of rapidly increasing customs, duty wars, and protectionist tendencies in the global economy, a balanced and controlled course was still maintained in the current account balance in February 2025, while the temporary reflections of the calendar effect that emerged due to the increase in gold and energy prices in February and the fact that last year was a leap year, February 29th in 2024. February 29th in 2025 were observed the solid foundations of our economy and external balance dynamics continue to contribute to limiting the effects of the said developments. The annualized current account deficit, which was $27 billion in February 2024, was realized as $12.80, minus 1 in total in the last year in February 2025. The current account deficit, which was $3.3 billion in February 2024, was realized as $4.4 billion in February 2025. Current account balance, excluding gold and energy, it had a surplus of $2.20 billion in February 2025 on an annualized basis. Service exports continued their strong course and rose to $115.80 billion in February, with the support provided by the Ministry of Trade to increase goods and services exports. The annualized total of goods and services exports increased by 3.4% in February compared to the same month of the previous year and rose to $378.4 billion, he said. Balancing in foreign trade, Minister Bolat, who touched on the increase in the foreign trade deficit, said, the current account deficit was $4.4 billion in February 2025. The current account excluding gold and energy continued to maintain its strong course by giving a surplus of $2.20 billion in February 2025, while our goods exports decreased by a limited 1.6% to $20.80 billion in February 2025. Our imports increased by 2.4% to $28.5 billion in the same period. Thus, our foreign trade deficit increased by 14.8% to $7.8 billion, while the export-import coverage ratio decreased by 2.9 percentage points to 70.8%. The export-import coverage ratio, excluding gold and energy, was 93.3%, he said, drawing attention to the fact that the total export of goods and services increased by 3.4%. Bolat said, service exports reached a record level of $115.8 billion in February 2025, increasing by 8.1% on an annualized basis compared to the same month of the previous year. Our travel revenues were $56.5 billion in February 2025 on an annualized basis, while our transportation revenues were $39.9 billion. The total annualized exports of goods and services increased by 3.4% compared to the same month of the previous year, reaching $378.4 billion, he said. The foreign demand component will continue to support macroeconomic stability, Minister Bolat who stated that they expect the current account deficit to trend upward throughout 2025, said, with the effect of the support aimed at increasing exports of goods and services and the measures aimed at reducing imports, a significant decline was recorded in the current account deficit in 2024 from $40 billion in 2023 to $10 billion in 2024. While the current account deficit is expected to trend upwards throughout 2025 due to the effects of the global conjuncture, dominated by increasing protectionist tendencies in trade, the weak economic outlook in the EU, and the uncertainty brought by tariff increases, it is anticipated that its share in GDP will remain below the historical average, 20 to 2024, -1, 3.5%. In this context, it is assessed that the external demand component will continue to support macroeconomic stability. As the Ministry of Trade, we continue our work with determination to support this picture and contribute to the growth targets of our economy.